I wouldn't want to spend my day out. Hello, how are you? Fine, excellent, thank you very much. I was I saw you on the. That's fantastic, thank you. How about yourself? Excellent. Busy? Get another. Yeah. You got that. Great. I know Stanley Darrow will watch Victoria? See you. How are you? Fine. It's been a great week. What's happening? A little? A little? Yeah, I don't know.
No, we just walked around. We had a group complaining.
Is everybody online able to hear me all right? Perfect, thank you. I call this meeting to order at 6:02 p.m. The University of Central Florida respectfully acknowledges that it is located on the traditional lands of the Ais, Appalachee, Calusa, Timucua, and Tocobago tribes, as well as the Seminole Tribe of Florida and the Miccosukee Tribe of Indians of Florida. Roll call and verification, Chair Gaudio.
Hagenbuck. Reed.
Present.
Olivia Smith.
Present.
Casimiro. Capanos. Wacker.
Present.
Critchfield. Jane. Perez. Sherman.
Present.
Danae Smith. Elulehi. Gentile.
Present.
Gregg.
Present.
Kaufman.
Present.
Lucht. McNulty. Miller. Patel. Rashid. Rubio. Thompson. El Haq. Kanuja. Krinova. Rickett.
Hader. Makadia. Phillips.
Present.
Boivet.
Present.
Montañez. Wynn. Habgood.
Present.
Veronica Perez. Barber. Barrios.
Here.
Grosso.
Present.
Jones. Matthews.
Present.
McRae. Nursimadevra. Renda.
Present.
Sharif. Simmons.
Present.
Vieira. Zivin. Kalas.
Present.
31 out of 49. Quorum is verified.
Thank you. Approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to approve last meeting's minutes? And is there a motion to approve today's agenda? And are there any objections? Seeing none, open forum. Is there anyone wishing to speak in open forum? Seeing none, announcements from the student body president, President Vicario. Are there any questions for the student body president? Seeing none, thank you. Announcements from the student body vice president, Vice President Jones. All right. All right, Comptroller's report, Comptroller Menke, given by AG Ruiz Bordas.
Good evening, Senate. Happy Thursday. I hope it has been a swell week for you all. Update from me. I have met with DLEG Habgood about potential tweaks and overviews and the ANSF training. Also met with Speaker Sherman regarding the legislative branch fiscal operations for the upcoming for the coming FY rollover. That being said, here are the balances and reversion rates. CRT balance remains the same at $37,130.94, reverting at 7.10%. FAO balance is $12,837.70, reverting at 6.67%. If you have any additional questions, contact me. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you. Attorney General's report.
Good evening, Senate. I hope you all have a lovely evening. All statutes are up to date. I have been aiding the president in scheduling the July executive meeting. I will be in office tomorrow as well as Tuesday and Thursday next week. If you have any questions, please feel free to stop by the Student Government Office.
Any questions for the Attorney General? Senator Rashid?
President voting.
So noted at 6:08 p.m. Seeing no further questions, if you just want to go all the way through, you can.
All right, perfect. All right, so Cabinet Forum, Director of Student Affairs, Mariana Kradams, SG. This month, I reviewed budgets from previous Winter Wonderland events to better understand historical spending and identify areas for planning and allocation. I also participated in a division meeting where I discussed Event Planning 101, focusing on how to begin the planning process when starting from scratch. Currently, I am working on a budget presentation for retreat and conducting one-on-one meetings with my coordinators to assess their progress to provide support and help them navigate any challenges they may be facing. Do I just continue? All right. Academic Affairs Coordinator Giuseppe Riccobono says, hello, everyone. Sorry I couldn't be there as I'm currently preparing to travel tomorrow. Over the past month, I have been scheduling introductory meetings with several departments. Recently, I've met with Shane to discuss my proposed initiatives. Tim Dominovan regarding professional headshots for our students at our auxiliary campuses, and Lucas Nobos and Jennifer Sumner to learn more about academic success coaching and student advocacy efforts. Thank you. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me and reach out via Microsoft Teams. Athletic Affairs Coordinator Benjamin Garcia says, good evening, Senate. I am sorry for not being able to join you in person today. Over the past few weeks, I've been meeting with representatives from the RWC, UCF Spirit Team, Marching Knights, and entertainment companies in preparation for student events to come in the fall. I will be in office Monday and Tuesday. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out or stop by the office to see me. Thank you. Safety and Transportation Coordinator Derek Ponto says, hello, Senate. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Derek Ponto. I serve as Safety and Transportation Coordinator for the Vicaria Jones administration. Over the past few weeks, I've been reaching out to UCF staff members, scheduling introductory meetings, discussing my initiatives, and building connections to help further my planning for the upcoming school year. Sustainability and Wellness Innovation Coordinator Isaiah Romero says, hello, Senate. I apologize for not being able to join you all today. I have been reaching out to my necessary contacts and hitting the ground running with my initiatives and events. I can't wait to see such a productive and progressive session from you all, and I'm excited to work with everyone. Diversity and Equity and Inclusion Coordinator Gabrielle Jean Jacquez says, this week I have met with Shane to discuss the process of establishing a service dog park and service animals, as well as plans for Fusion Fest and religious dress initiative. I am planning to meet with the Black Caucus next week and have reached out to all contacts listed in my transition binder. Though I have not yet received responses, I also look forward to meeting with the chairs of each caucus when summer B begins. Currently, I am narrowing down my initiatives and evaluating budget needs for the upcoming term. Director of Communications Zoe Malone says, I have worked alongside my coordinators to finalize a new communications request system, including graphics and digital media request forms, updated guidelines, and the new timelines. I have also met with ELA Smith to discuss relations and how we will approach graphic design and requests this year. This week, I will meet with branch and agency leadership and planning for executive retreat to develop goals and initiatives for the year. Digital Media Coordinator Valeria Bastidas says, hey everyone, sorry I couldn't make it tonight. I am currently driving home from Orlando. Just a quick update. Over the weekend, I was able to finish the TEDx video, which needed to get done. I had my meeting with Shane on Tuesday, as well as meeting today with Denise McFadden. So that was super exciting. Lastly, the Division of Comms had a meeting yesterday to go over the recent updates, as well as some tasks that need to get done. Hope everyone has a restful weekend. Graphic Design Coordinator Valeria Borbano says, good afternoon, everyone, and happy Thursday. This month, I worked on the Meet the Executive Cabinet post, made the visuals for the graphics request timeline, as well as the digital media timeline that was sent out in the comms email. I made the Juneteenth graphic for the Instagram that will be posted on Friday and started working on the Pride Month graphics for the end of the month. Moreover, I started working on templates for the upcoming year just so we can get ahead. Governmental Affairs Coordinator report from Caitlin Manny.
Any questions for the GAP? Seeing none, thank you. And thank you to AG Ruiz Bordas for all of that. Announcements from the Interim Chief Justice Hoffner.
Good evening, Senate. This week, Advisor Sampson and I met with Director of Parking and Transportation Services to discuss the parking appeals process and ensure that the judicial branch is up to date on all rules and regulations. This was a very productive meeting, and I'm looking forward to a continued partnership throughout the year. The council also heard its first parking appeals with our new justices this week, and I am looking forward to continuing their onboarding and training process in the coming weeks. And lastly, I hereby appoint the following justices to these caucuses: to Women's Caucus, Amelia Drury, Sheridan Munich, Naisha Francois, Isabella Ryan, Ryan, Ayla Melima, Madison Bailey, Isabel Johnson, Samantha Toscano. To Black Caucus, Naisha Francois, Jovanese Leonard, Zoe Cooper. To Disability Caucus, Amelia Drury. To Intercampus and Transfer Caucus, Sarah McCormack, Ryan Hansen. To Latin and Hispanic Caucus, Daniel Cadenas. Military and Veterans Caucus, Daniel Cadenas. Sustainability Caucus, Ryan Hansen and Isabel Johnson.
Any questions for the Interim Chief Justice? Seeing none, thank you. Announcements from the Interim Supervisor of Elections, Interim Supervisor Callaway.
Good evening, Senate. The Commission is really excited to have another group of appointees before you this evening as we continue to work toward a fully staffed commission. We appreciate the support of ENA and Senate throughout the appointment and the confirmation process. Following tonight's confirmation, the Election Commission will be holding its first official meeting tomorrow at 11 a.m., where the Commission will elect the Supervisor of Elections and begin preparations for the upcoming election cycle. I will also be making caucus appointments for our commissioners so they can begin engaging with and supporting their respective caucuses this summer. For Black Caucus, we have Mila Chilongo, Disability Caucus, Emily Mello, Women's Caucus, Mila Chilongo, Sustainability Caucus, Ray Estevez, Mila Chilongo, Gabriela Rodriguez, LGBTQ Caucus, Elsa Delgado, Caroline Greeno, Military and Veterans Caucus, Gabriela Rodriguez, and lastly, Latin and Hispanic Caucus, Victoria Gaudio and Gabriela Rodriguez. Thank you.
Any questions for the Interim Supervisor of Elections? Seeing none, thank you. Announcements from the Senate President. Good evening, everyone. Our polos did arrive yesterday, so you can stop by my office to get yours. Just for our inventory purposes, please don't take one unless someone from the Speaker's or Pro Temp's office is there. And then I briefly wanted to overview the schedule for the rest of the summer. So we'll have a normal meeting on the last week of June. I forgot to put that one in there, but July 2nd, there will be no Senate meeting. July 9th, we'll be having Texas Tech visit during the day and likely coming to a Senate meeting to visit for that as well. July 16th, we'll be doing elections for the 3 seats that Senate has on the Scholarship Committee. And then the next week, July the 23rd, we'll be doing the 3 seats and the alternate on the ANSF Budget Committee. And that will be the last meeting of the summer semester. Just a few reminders. If you haven't been marked present at initial roll call, you have to raise your hand and say present and voting before you do vote, or else it won't count and you may be charged an absence. Also, all debate is to be directed at myself or whoever the chair is and not at any other individual. So, for example, you can say, I agree with Senator's point, but not Senator, I agree with your point. And then last, I just wanted to clarify more about Faculty Senate. These committees meet either monthly or biweekly, so it's not a huge time commitment. And personally, I'm not the one who appoints senators to those, but I will be giving President Beccaria a list of those interested. And so if you are interested and want to be considered, you can reply to my announcement in the Senate channel, which also has a list of the committees that are available. Any questions for myself? Senator Berrios.
Can you just explain a little bit about what Texas Tech is?
Yeah, so they've got a group of, I believe, 8 student government representatives that they visited last year as well. Not the same people, but Texas Tech visited last year. And so they'll be coming again this year to visit all of branches. And President Beccaria, Interim Chief Justice Hoffner, and myself are talking about what exactly we're going to do. But I don't have the itinerary yet, but my understanding is that they may be coming to sit in on Senate that day. Yeah. Any other questions? Senator Miller?
President voting.
So noted at 6:17 p.m. Internal Legislative Assistant Report, Isla Matthews.
Hi, everyone. I hope you're having a great week. This week, the ELA and myself met with the chair and the vice chairs of SBA and GAP to discuss their individual pamphlets and committee website updates. We're going to be continuing website updates and all these pamphlets this week and next week as well. Committee leadership is now updated on the website, and if there's any updates you guys would like to see be made, please message the speaker's office. For the merch order, the notebooks and sticky notes are now in for tabling. We're super excited to see all this be used in the fall. And we've also now coordinated a system for merch with the executive branch. If you guys need tabling materials for committee or just general individual tabling, please contact the speaker and myself so we can keep track of this inventory. Also this week, I met with the chief of staff to discuss future updates in SGLC. We're now going to be meeting weekly as prepared for the judicial coordinators to be confirmed and for the application to open later in July and for the program to start. If you guys have any changes you would like to be seen to SGLC or SLC, please message me. I would love to schedule meetings to discuss any concerns or questions you guys have about these programs. And as always, please CC me in any communication with the caucuses, the Election Commission, or the judicial branch. It's really important the Speaker's office is informed of all these communications. If you guys ever have any questions about these branches or just questions in general, please reach out. I'm here to support you guys. Have a great week and weekend.
Any questions for the ILA? Chair Gaudio.
Has there been progress on the website regarding updating the Senate rules and the Senate archives sections of the website?
She's pointing at me. I can take that. We've got a document right now that basically maps out the entire website, like literally every word on the Senate website, which includes those things. And right now, obviously, they link to or they don't link anywhere. They're just posted on the website. We're going to work with getting the drive linked there, probably within the next week. Any other questions for the ILA? Seeing none, external legislative assistant report, Eli Smith.
All right. Hi, guys. This week I finished up meetings with committee leadership to discuss their individual flyers and website updates. The ILA and I will be working on getting all that information onto those flyers in the next couple weeks. Also, just remember to CC me in all communication with the executive branch, media agencies, and the dean's offices. If you've already sent communication to these entities, please forward those emails to me and wait for me to respond before you move forward. Also, please continue to send graphic requests to me. The ILA and I will be working on creating a graphic explaining the responsibilities of everyone in leadership to help direct senators to the appropriate people for help with questions or initiatives. And yeah, that's all for me.
Any questions for the ELA? Seeing none, Senate President Pro Tempore report, Pro Tem Kaufman.
All right, good evening, everyone. It's been a relatively quiet week as Summer A wraps up. On Monday, I met with fiscal leadership and the Speaker's office to discuss fiscal exit slips as Chair Casimiro's initiative to bring those back to committees. And notifications of noncompliance have been sent out to those that have not completed ethics training. Please check your senator email, which you all should frequently be doing already, to see if you have been issued one. And if you think there's been any mistakes with these, please let me know.
Any questions for Pro Tem Kaufman? Seeing none, Deputy Pro Tempore of Legislative Affairs report, Delia Capgood.
Good evening, everyone. Sorry, my agenda is frozen. 1 second. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Okay, sorry about that. First off, thank you to everyone who submitted legislation this week. Y'all have done a great job. If you would like a brief reminder of our bill submission process, I've linked this flowchart here again. Also, as I've mentioned in the last few weeks, I am hosting 3 hybrid legislation workshops, June 23rd, July 9th, and July 21st. For more details, see the linked flyer. After speaking with Advisor Sampson this week, I'd also like to update everyone on a new soft policy regarding proclamations to protect the importance and distinctiveness of our Eternal Nights proclamations, which recognize individuals. We would, going forward, prefer not to see proclamations recognizing individuals other than that. And finally, I'm doing my best to keep the legislation tracker updated as well as the shared files in the Teams channel with all the correct documents. But if you ever have trouble finding anything, please reach out. I am happy to help. Thank you.
Any questions for the DLEG? Seeing none, Deputy Pro Tempore of Senate Relations report given by Pro Tem Kaufman.
All right, Deezer Montanez says, good evening, everyone. I apologize for not being able to attend today. I'm at a church service at the same time this is being read out loud by the fantastic Mr. Ryan Kaufman. I am currently working heavily on your RSO distributions. Please ensure you have filled out the RSO distribution form if you have any preference on which RSOs you will be representing. I've been getting a few questions on what responsibilities you will have when they have been distributed to you, and if you were able to pick different kinds, so I want to clear that up. You were able to pick any kind of RSO to represent, ranging from anything social, cultural, college-related, political, and more. Many have shown interest in a multitude of different RSOs, so feel free to do the same. You would be serving as a point of contact between Senate and the RSO. That would include sending emails discussing what SG offers for them, setting up meetings if they need help with anything, and overall creating a healthy relationship between you and the RSO. I'm hoping to have senators do RSO visits to their RSOs to facilitate that relationship and hopefully get feedback from the student body of anything that they feel UCF could be doing better to get more ideas for senator initiatives. And the RSO interest form is linked there. This week, I've met with Court, Volunteer UCF, and CAB. I plan to finish the rest of the agency meetings in the next couple weeks. Be sure to fill out the event suggestion form. I want senators to attend events that they actually would like to attend. It will remain open for multiple submissions, so as ideas come to your head, you can submit more suggestions, and the event suggestion form is linked there. Last but certainly not least, the photo circle. Join if you are able to, and thank you to all that are submitting photos and videos already. I can't tell you how many times I've been laughing looking at all the random photos being submitted. I look forward to seeing you all very soon, so have a good night. And the photo circle is linked there.
Any questions that the Pro Tem can answer? Seeing none, Fiscal Committee report, CRT Committee Chair Jones. Any questions for the CRT chair? Seeing none, FAO Committee Chair Phillips. Any questions for the FAO chair? Seeing none, ORS Committee Chair Casimiro. Any questions for the ORS chair? Seeing none, we'll move into internal committee caucus time. Just briefly, since we do have two different committees that are going to be caucusing, we're going to break for E&A just like normal. Everybody's going to come back into the chamber. We're going to reconvene just briefly to send SBA back out again. But we do need everyone to come back after E&A. So that being said, E&A 10 minutes. I recess this meeting at 6:25 p.m. to reconvene at 6:35 p.m.
No, yeah.
Call this meeting to order at 6:27 p.m. Roll call and verification of quorum. Vice Chair Gaudio.
Chair Grosso.
Present.
I am present. Boisvert.
Present.
Casimiro. Capanos. Matthews.
Present.
Smith.
Present.
Pro Tempore.
Present.
EC Rep. 7 out of 7.
Okay, roll call 7 out of 7. Quorum is verified. Take a second to look over last meeting's minutes. And is there a motion to approve last meeting's minutes? Is there a motion to approve today's agenda? Okay, announcements from the chair. Today we'll be seeing one election commission appointment, and that is all announcements from the vice chair.
Quick announcement from me. I'll be stepping down as vice chair following this meeting, so we'll be doing those elections next Tuesday.
Any announcements from committee members? Non-committee members? Okay, seeing none, new business. Can everyone make sure they can access the materials in the that are linked? Yes. Okay. Vivian Garcia so we're going to see Vivian Garcia for seat 7. Is there a motion for a 555? Okay. Vivian, you have 5 minutes to speak whenever you're ready.
information. Many students are unfamiliar with election.
Okay, thank you, Vivian. We'll move on to a 5-minute period of questioning. I'll take any questions. Senator Blaber.
Hello, thanks for joining us today. What prior experiences do you have with the election processes?
Vice Chair Gaudier.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Could the candidate please discuss what are some examples of Tier 3 violations and sanctions that could arise from them?
I'll take any other further questions or a motion. Senator Casimiro.
How often do you think you would be correcting these up?
I'll take any other further questions or a motion. Senator Smith.
Move to debate.
So, in a motion to move to debate, are there any objections? Seeing none, we're in a 5-minute period of debate. Vice Chair Gaudier.
I move to vote on this candidate.
Are there any objections to move to vote? Okay, seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Vice Chair Gagnon.
In favor.
I am in favor. Senator Boisvert.
In favor.
Senator Casimiro. Senator Matthews.
In favor.
Senator Smith.
In favor.
Pro Tempore.
In favor.
All right, with a vote count 7-0. Vivian, you have passed your E&A. We'll see you on the floor. Okay, I'll take a motion. Vice Chair Gagnon.
I move to adjourn this meeting pending final roll call.
Any objections? Okay, seeing none, final roll call. Vice Chair Gagnon.
Same as initial.
I adjourn this meeting at 6:36 p.m.
All right, I reconvene this meeting at 6:37 p.m. SBA for 10 minutes. I recess this meeting at 6:37 p.m. to reconvene at 6:47 p.m.
I call this meeting to order at 6:38 p.m. Roll call and verification of quorum. Pro Tem Kaufman.
Senator Critchfield. Senator Gregg.
Present.
Cranova. Renda. Perez. Nunez Ferreira. Hagenbook. Reed.
Present.
Smith. Bilalehi. LJR Rat.
Present.
Nine out of 12 quorum is verified.
All right. Is there, everyone take a look at last meeting's minutes? Is there a motion to approve last meeting's minutes?
So moved.
Seeing no objections. Everyone today look at today's agenda. Is there a motion to approve today's agenda?
So moved.
And is there a motion to move to new business?
So moved.
Proclamations. And is there a motion to adopt Proclamation 5802 in committee? All right. Proclamation 5802 has been adopted. Proclamation recognizing June 19th, 2026 as Juneteenth. Is there a motion for speeches, question, and debate? Reed? There's been a motion for a 555. Seeing no objections. Senator Smith, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Thank you all for taking the time to so
Great, thank you. We're now in a period of questioning. Is there any questions for the author? Seeing none, I'll take a motion. Read. We're now in a period of debate. Is there any debate on this proclamation? Read.
I'll be voting in favor for this proclamation. This is a very important recognition, as well as I can tell this has been very, very thoroughly researched, and I encourage you all to be voting in favor.
Is there any more debate? All right, we're now in a period of voting. Although we can do a roll call vote. Do you want to do it? Do you want to do it or should I do it? Okay. Chair President here. I'm in favor. Critchfield. Greg.
In favor.
Kernote. Oh. Brenda. Hagenbook.
In favor.
Reed. In favor. Smith. LGR Rep. Pro Temp Rep. All right, with the vote count of 9 to 0 to 0, this proclamation passes on first reading. Member discussion, none. Miscellaneous business, none. I'll take a motion. Read. There's been a motion to adjourn. Is there any objections? Seeing none. Pro Temp.
Same as initial.
Roll call, same as initial. I adjourn this meeting at 6:42 p.m.
Just to let you all know, we do have to wait until 6:47 to come back, so we'll just hang out until then. If we can make our way to our seats here, we're going to get started in a second.
You're definitely going to.
All right, I reconvene this meeting at 6:47 p.m. Internal Committee reports, E&I Committee Chair Grosso.
All right, hello everybody. This week we saw 4 election commission appointments and the Chief Justice appointee. They are as follows. 1 second. Okay, Colin Hoffner for Chief Justice, 7-0. Emily Petrie for Election Commissioner seat 5, 6-0. Ketan Bonjo for Election Commission seat number 6, 7-0. Vivian Garcia for Election Commission seat 7, 7-0. And Isabella Gomez for Election Commission seat 13, 7-0. Thank you.
Any questions for the E&I Chair? Seeing none, GAP Committee Chair Reed.
This week, I met with the Government Affairs Coordinator Manny to discuss our collaboration for the year and day at the Capitol. I'm looking forward to working with the GAC on committee initiatives. This week in our meeting, we talked about Orange County elections.
Any questions for the GAP Chair? Senator Hagenbuck? So noted at 6:48 p.m. LJR Committee Chair Gaudio.
Good evening, everybody. On Internal Bill 5803, it was approved 5-0. Internal Bill 5804 was approved 4-1-0. Resolution 58-5 failed 0-5-0. Various, you may find your absence request if we saw it. When you are reading the absence tracker, keep in mind which column an absence is marked in. I marks initial roll call, F marks final roll call, V marks voting participation. If it's voting participation, reach out. And the concern is with the voting record, please reach out to Mike Day, of course. Thank you all for remaining attentive to your excusals. Emails for denials will be sent on Fridays going forward, just so you all are aware.
Any questions for the LJR Chair? Seeing none, SBA Committee Chair Perez. Given by Vice Chair Simmons.
Good evening, Senate. Last week we passed Resolution 5804 with a vote of 7-0, and the committee began to brainstorm initiative ideas for the session. Chairperson and I also met with the Speaker's office to discuss our new merchandise for tabling, pamphlet designs, and the website updates. And she'll be back in the country starting next week. But for the time being, please continue to contact the Vice Chair for urgent matters. And also during our caucus time, we passed Proclamation 5802 with a vote of 9-0. Thank you.
Any questions? Seeing none, confirmations. I will take a motion for speeches, questioning, and debates. Senator Barrios.
Move for a 10-5-5.
There's been a motion for 10-minute speeches, 5-minute questioning, 5-minute debates, and a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, first up we have Colin Hoffner for Chief Justice. You'll have 10 minutes whenever you're ready.
Alrighty, good evening, Senate. My name is Colin Hoffner. I'm an incoming junior from Columbus, Ohio. First and foremost, I want to thank you for having me today and the opportunity to speak with you. For those that do not know me, I'm an aerospace engineering student with a minor in political science. After completing my undergraduate degree, I hope to attend law school and eventually work in policymaking or intellectual property law. During my freshman year at UCF, I was able to get involved in student government through the Student Government Leadership Council and later the Judicial Leadership Council. Those experiences helped me discover my passion for the judicial branch and for serving and supporting students. At the end of my freshman year, I applied to serve as an Associate Justice and was honored to be selected and confirmed as Associate Justice seat number 6. Soon after this, I was selected by Chief Justice Bella Pissarra to serve as the Internal Assistant Chief Justice. In that role, I had the opportunity to support the internal operations of the Judicial Council while also coordinating the SGLC and JLC programs that gave me so much during my first year at UCF. Throughout my time serving as the Internal Assistant Chief Justice, I was able to accomplish several initiatives that improve both transparency and efficiency within the branch. One of those initiatives was overhauling the judicial branches section of the student government website. This project allowed students to put names and faces to the justices hearing their parking appeals or assisting them through the student conduct process, helping to humanize our branch and make it more approachable. Additionally, I supported the Internal Rules Committee in a complete overhaul of the judicial rules of procedure. These updates look to improve clarity and accessibility for students, justices, and other student government agents. One of the most rewarding aspects of my role was serving as a coordinator for the SGLC and JLC programs. Through this experience, I implemented a mock appeal hearing within the JLC curriculum, providing members with a real opportunity to apply the governing documents they learned about and help them better understand the importance of impartiality and remaining unbiased. These experiences have shaped both my leadership style and my vision for the Chief Justice position. My primary initiatives is the use of a comprehensive impartial advising tracker. As one of the judicial branch's most utilized resources, impartial advising plays a key role in supporting students. By creating a centralized system to track impartial advising cases, the Chief Justice will be able to monitor case progression, ensure timely communication between justices and advisees, and identify situations where additional support may be needed. Ultimately, this initiative is designed to enhance accountability and improve the student experience. Another initiative that I would like to discuss is incorporating mental health and crisis training into the judicial branch retreat and onboarding process. By partnering with Advisor Sampson in counseling and psychological services, or CAPS, we can better prepare justices to respond when students come to us during difficult circumstances. This training will help sure students feel supported while also equipping justices with the resource and knowledge necessary to connect students with additional support. Together, these initiatives and other ones outlined in my proposal are focused on strengthening our internal processes to enhance the quality of service we provide to the student body. If entrusted with the opportunity to serve as the Chief Justice, I will work each and every day to uphold the integrity, transparency, and impartiality of the branch, while also supporting the other justices of the Judicial Council and advocating for the students we serve. Thank you again for your time, consideration, and the opportunity to speak with you today, and I yield the remainder of my time for questioning.
Thank you. We're now in a 5-minute period of questioning. Delia Capgood.
Hi, thank you so much for being with us tonight. I was just wondering if you could expand a little bit more on your impartial advising tracker. Would that be something that would be something internal to the branch, right?
Yes, it will be something internal to the branch. I actually linked the impartial advising tracker at the bottom of my proposal, so you're able to see it in there. So basically what it does is I can put in there when the case was received. I can also put the submission. The submission is only available to the justices that are assigned to the case to ensure FERPA is being protected, as well as the justices that are assigned to the case. So currently we do have our new justices shadowing cases, so you'll be able to see in there those that are shadowing. We also have a section for justices that are supporting in case the case is a little bit more difficult. We do put 2 justices on that. And then we also have on there first communication dates, and then outcome of the case. So it's just there to make sure justices are communicating with their students in a timely manner and that students are getting the help that they need.
Any further questions? Senator Barrios.
Move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate. And a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in a 5-minute period of debate. Delia Capgood.
I think this candidate is incredibly qualified. I think their proposal is really, really well thought out, and they're also coming from being an associate justice, so they know exactly what this branch needs to succeed. And I will definitely be voting in favor. Move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote and a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in voting procedures. All right, with a vote count of 29 to 0, Colin Hoffner is confirmed as Chief Justice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Emily Petrie for Election Commission seat number 5. Again, you'll have 10 minutes whenever you're ready.
Hello.
Yes, you're good.
amendment skills and taught me how to grow.
Thank you. We're now in a 5-minute period of questioning. Senator Barrios.
Move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate and a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in a 5-minute period of debate. Chair Reed.
I'll be voting in favor for this candidate. It's clear that they did a lot of research on the position and they seem very, very eager and passionate about the Election Commission. And I'm very, very excited to see what they accomplish. Move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote and a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in voting procedures. All right, with a vote count of 33 to 0, Emily Petrie is confirmed for Election Commission seat number 5. Next, we have Kitan Banjo for Election Commission seat number 6. All right, thank you. We're now in line for 5 minutes of questioning. Senator Rickett. You may. Go ahead. Are there any further questions? Seeing none, we'll move into a 5-minute period of debate. Chair Jones and then Delay Hapgood. I apologize. You're breaking up a little bit. A little better, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Delay Hapgood.
In echoing what I assume Chair Jones' sentiments for, this candidate is very qualified. I especially enjoyed her answers to Ricketts' questions about involving graduate students and getting students generally more engaged. So yeah, definitely be voting in favor and move to vote.
There's been motion to vote and a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in voting procedures. With a vote count of 31 to 0 to 0, Katan Banjo is confirmed for Election Commission seat number 6. Next, we have Vivian Garcia for Election Commission seat number 7.
Good evening, Senate. My name is Brittany.
All right, thank you. We're now in line for 5 minutes of questioning. Senator Barrios.
Move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debates. Is there a second? Second, are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in 5 minutes of debate. Vice Chair Sharif. Senator Barrios.
Move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote and a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in voting procedures. Right, with a vote count of 32 to 0, Vivian Garcia is confirmed for Election Commission seat number 7. Now I have Isabella Gomez for Election Commission seat number 13. You'll have 10 minutes whenever you're ready.
Can everyone hear me? Good. Okay, perfect. All right. Good evening, Senate. My name is Isabella Gomez, a rising sophomore majoring in political science in the pre-law track with a pending secondary major in advertising and public relations. I stand before you all today honored for the opportunity to serve the UCF student body as an election commissioner, ensuring student government elections are done right. Accountability and impartiality are responsibilities that should not be taken lightly, which is why I am dedicated to guaranteeing UCF that student voices are not only accurately, but fairly represented and advocated for. I strive to not only uphold the confidence placed upon me for this role, but also to demonstrate through my actions, experience, and passion for UCF that I'm prepared to serve with the integrity, transparency, and purpose necessary for this role. When I first arrived at UCF, I was unsure of what I wanted to gain from my college experience. I knew I wanted to be involved and make a meaningful impact, but I wasn't sure how. It was then, during orientation week, I recognized student government through their outreach programs that I could be involved and grow as a leader. Soon after that experience, I joined SGLC and then later ELC, where I became an active participant and gained firsthand experience observing the leadership, communication, and dedication required to fulfilling the duties of serving the student body. Not only that, but I had the opportunity to campaign the last election. From that experience, I gained hand-on working with Title VI, understanding from another perspective as to how Title VI applies to those who are running. This allowed me to have a better appreciation and understandings of elections and why we need transparency and integrity when running them. Beyond student government, I regularly joined in on housing events hosted by my RAs, building connections simply by showing up, listening, and engaging with those around me. From there, I built a diverse community with those around me, highlighting the unique perspectives and voices of those who attend UCF. And then as I continued on in student government, those around me sought out my knowledge about the resources and involvement here on campus. I found that I greatly enjoyed this experience helping them navigate UCF and informing them all what we do and have to offer here. And as a first generation student, that's significantly important to me because I understand what it's like to not understand how to navigate unexplored areas like that. And from that experience, I sparked an unknown passion for educating, connecting, and empowering students, further fueling my desire to get involved and serve here at UCF. If selected to be a member of the Election Commission, I hope to strengthen the Commission's visibility within UCF by pushing for a more consistent presence before election season begins. Increasing outreach efforts will allow the Commission to be more accessible to students so that they can be better informed of the importance of their civic participation. Too often, students remain unaware up until election season of the who, what, and why Election Commission and student government exists, which contributes to lower turnout and engagement. However, by implementing year-round awareness of candidate selection, Title VI, how to vote, and why they should, we can encourage students to participate more, reinforcing how meaningful their vote and powerful it can be inside and outside university. Thank you for your time, and I yield the rest of my time.
All right, thank you. We're now in line for 5 minutes of questioning. Chair Gaudio.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I presented a question to this candidate during E&A, and they did not have an answer, so I will present it once more. Could the candidate please tell me about Title 12 and what it entails in its application to the Election Commission?
Yes, thank you, Senator. I appreciate you reiterating that question from last time we had a meeting. I have done my research, and this time I am prepared to give you an accurate response as to what Title 12 is. Title 12 is our transparency agreement here at the university and our duty to ensuring that student government is being transparent with our elections, when we meet, how we meet, and the times that are being posted. So students, upon any request, may access these records and see what we're doing and why we're doing it. And then we also have a 24-hour notice, so then anything that we do is then posted to student government, as long as it's not confidential information that may interfere with like judicial, FERPA, and stuff like that.
Are there any further questions? Senator Barrios.
Move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate. And a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, go Chair Grosso, Pro Tem Kaufman, Chair Jones.
I think the candidate is obviously very, very well prepared. I'll be voting in favor. I encourage you all to do the same. Do the same.
Pro Tem Kaufman.
I'll also be voting in favor of this candidate. It's clear they've done a lot of research, even prepping for this meeting as well. And they were also one of my mentees last year, and it was clear that their passion for student government was great. And so I'm really excited to have them potentially on the commission here. So I'll be voting in favor and encourage the rest of you to do so.
Chair Jones. There's been a motion to vote and a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in voting procedures. All right, the vote count of 32 to 0 to 0. Isabella Gomez is confirmed for Election Commission seat number 13. Congratulations. And just for the purposes of caucus appointments, is there a motion to move back to announcements from the interim supervisor of elections? And any objections? Seeing none, interim supervisor Callaway. Thank you. All right, we'll move into internal legislation. Notice of legislation on first reading, I remand proclamation 58012 SBA. Notice of legislation on third reading. I'll take a motion for speeches, questioning, and debate. Senator Barrios.
Move for a 10-10-10.
There's been a motion for a 10-10-10. Is there a second? Any objections? Hearing none, First up, we have Internal Bill 5801, updates to Title 14. Senator Barrios.
Before I begin, Mr. Speaker, am I allowed to move for something right now during my speech time?
You may.
Okay, so before I do that, I just want to say this bill I made because I thought there was some errors in it, but I found out that no, they exist in Title 14. So what I'm about to move for is just so we don't have to waste our time on it. So I move to postpone indefinitely Internal Bill 5801.
There's a motion to postpone indefinitely Internal Bill 5801 and a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, Internal Bill 5801 is PPI'd. Next is Resolution 5801, resolution to establish the Health and Wellness Ad Hoc Caucus. Senator Barrios, but first, Pro Tem Coffin.
Move to see resolutions 5801 and 2 as a block.
There's been a resolution to see motion to see resolutions 5801 and 02 as a block and a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, Senator Barrios, you'll have 10 minutes on both.
All right, so I just want to speak a little bit about this, some concerns after we've all spoken on it. I realize that there's some contention about whether or not we should be having caucuses because of their distinction, but I just want us to realize that the caucuses that exist right now, while it says in our statutes that it should be distinct, that is not why caucuses exist. Caucuses exist to represent marginalized groups who do not have the same opportunities as other people. I don't need to be explaining why the other caucuses have not had equal opportunity for like the history of humanity. And this is the same exact scenario where health and wellness have been stigmatized in our society. But I understand that there is a concern on whether or not we are representing a distinct student population. So to address that, I am going to move to postpone Resolution 5801 and Resolution 5802 until the first meeting of the fall semester.
There's been a motion to postpone resolutions.
I raise a point of order. Measures cannot be postponed beyond the next regularly scheduled meeting.
I was going to suggest that we PPI it and then motion to bring it back at that time if that's your intent and what would be agreed to.
I'm sorry, can you explain that again? I thought that when you PPI something, it's just gone forever.
Yeah, so postpone indefinitely just means postpone with no time associated, like indefinitely as in there's no definite time period that we're going to bring it back. Anything that's PPI'd can be brought back at any time with a motion. So that would make more sense personally.
Yeah, then move to PPI this.
There's been a motion to PPI resolutions 5801 and 02. Is there a second? Any objections? Seeing none, these are postponed indefinitely. Next is Resolution 5803, resolution encouraging the use of motion sensor light switches in UCF housing. Senator Barrios.
All right, so I was just doing... So I'm going to address this in a few ways. I understand that there was some concern about whether or not motion sensors are convenient for our student body, and I realized that there was one example to counter this. But I just want to note that when we're having discussion on legislation and things are included that are facts, you're not contesting me on that fact, you're contesting that organization. There's a whereas clause in this resolution that says U.S. Department of Energy supports motion sensors as a cost-saving method for citizens across the U.S. So I just did some math earlier, and I lowballed this like crazy, but I looked at UCF's utility costs, and they spend $27 million annually in their utility bills. And so when I was calculating the electrical cost for light switches using national averages in our UCF student population within our on-campus dorms, I found that we are spending close to $1 million on light switches. So I understand there's a lot of concern about okay, what types of light switches are we going to use? And going back to that convenient aspect, motion sensors can be fixed so that, I'll give an example. If there was a motion sensor in here you can have it programmed so that it doesn't turn off until like a set amount of time. So you could technically say like 2 hours, though I don't know too much about that. But there are also other types of sensors aside from motion sensors that make it more convenient to counteract those measures where like it would be a nuisance to have to move back and forth. There's infrared, and then there's one I'm forgetting, but I'm trying to remember at the moment. So I just want to say that the means of this resolution, this is true. Like motion sensors will save money for UCF. This is a substantial cost. I don't really think that's something that is debatable. Like there's a lot of evidence that shows this is true. But if you think this is worded incorrectly, I am more than happy to postpone this and we can have more amendments, or it could be remanded back to committee. But I don't really think there's anything too controversial about this. If you have questions, please ask them. And yeah, I yield my time.
Now in 10 minutes of questioning on the resolution. Vice Chair Sharif.
Unfortunately, I can't get that primarily because I don't know. There's two things that I don't know. I don't know the cost of installation. I don't know how much that will be. And I don't know what UCF would, what specific type of motion sensor they would use. But I would imagine that there would be a net profit no later than 5 years. And also this can be a gradual process. It doesn't have to be immediate. So yeah.
Chair Grosso.
I'm not sure this is the right time to bring this up, but there's a whereas clause that goes a study done by ResearchGate from various researchers, etc. That would have to be updated. ResearchGate is not a academic institution that does research. It's essentially like a social networking site for academics like LinkedIn. So you would have to find whatever actual institution did that study and then put that there.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Any further questions? Seeing none, we'll move into 10 minutes of debate. Do you like Hapgood?
I will say from having reviewed this bill and working with Senator Barrios on it, I do believe it is really well researched and he definitely put a lot of thought into it. So just to put that out there, I do think that there was a lot of thought. Yeah.
Any further debate on the resolution? Senator Callis.
I think this bill, well, to echo what D-Leg said, I think it's very well written in terms of whereas clauses, but I find it to be not, I don't think it would work in a real life setting, especially with the words of all light switches. If you put in a dorm room, I think we said this last meeting, if someone's trying to go to sleep, they're going to move, the light's going to turn on. So I think I have issue with some of the wording in this bill, specifically of that of all light switches. I think it needs to be more specific as to which light switches, which buildings we want to do in, like hallways. But for this reason, I'll be voting against it unless an amendment is made to change that.
Senator Barrios.
So just addressing some concern, there is a whereas clause that I included specifically as a concern for that because people will sleep. I don't think it includes bedrooms. I think I specified living spaces, so like a living room, kitchens, things where people are not going to be frequenting for hours at a time, like a bedroom. So with that being said, I move to remand this back to committee.
There's been a motion to remand Resolution 5803 to, I believe, LJR, SBA. Is there a second? And are there any objections to that? Hearing no objections, Resolution 5803 is remanded back to SBA. All right, notice of legislation on second reading, Internal Bill 5803, Title I Update Standardizing Format. Senator Barrios.
Give me 1 second.
Sure.
I'm sorry. What bill are we on right now?
Title I.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, so this is pretty simple. This isn't changing anything. This is just adding in our documents how the hierarchical topography should be for our statutes. Again, this isn't changing anything at all to how it already is. It's just putting it in writing. That is all. I yield my time.
Now 10 minutes of questioning on Internal Bill 5803. And if there are no questions, we'll move into 10 minutes of debate. Senator Gregg.
Not much from me, but I'm just going to say that I think this is a good bill to add just that further clarification onto Title I, and I move to vote.
There's been motion to vote and a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in voting procedures. With a vote count of 32 to 0, Internal Bill 5803 passes second reading. Next is Internal Bill 5804, Table of Contents. Senator Barrios.
All right, so this... Sorry, I'm just reading something. This is pretty simple. This is just adding a table of contents to all of our statutes. For student government agents, it can be a real pain trying to find chapters. For students, I can imagine it's even more challenging. So just to address some concerns that I heard from LGR and relating that back to my personal experience, it is very difficult to find chapters, specifically when you do short keys or shortcuts, I should say. I have been reading our governing documents before, and I'm like staring at the thing I want to find. And then like as a test run, I control F and it just doesn't pop up, like it doesn't work. And so I think the current resources that are available through our technology is not efficient and is not a proper way of doing it. And so just adding a table of contents would be helpful overall. It's not having any harm. This will aid our students, especially students who want money from our fiscal committees, because fiscal or Title VIII is a lot to read through. And so just finding chapters are easy. Just going over the page numbers to address that really quickly. I didn't include the page numbers because it is going to be something that is difficult to follow along. But LGR, there is a clause at the bottom saying that the page numbers will be updated by the AG. But yeah, just trying to reiterate, this is not going to do any harm in any capacity. This is going to help our students. This is going to help us. And with that, I yield my time.
All right, we're now in 10 minutes of questioning. Do you like Habgood?
Motion to see my amendments as a block. Or should
We'll
I wait?
do that in debate.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Any questions? Seeing none, we'll move into 10 minutes of debate. Do you like Habgood?
Motion to see my amendments as a block after I write down like 4 more page numbers.
There's been a motion to see all of Habgood's amendments as a block and a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, whenever you're ready, you'll have 2 minutes.
Yeah, this is just adding page numbers. I did do it very quickly, so if anyone sees any accuracy issues, feel free to edit my edits.
Any questions on the amendments? Senator Barrios.
Are the page numbers just placeholders to have it, or are you trying to actually do the page numbers?
Yes, they are the actual page numbers.
Any further questions? Seeing none, we'll move into debate on the amendments. Senator Barrios.
I don't think it is wise for the page numbers to be added now because they're all going to be shifted when this is added in. So they're not going to be accurate. And also something that we should decide is, are we including the table of contents as its own page, which means it would start at 1, or are we going to start on the next page and that will start at 1? So those considerations, I think, are necessary. I don't really think we need to be amending it to show page numbers. I think the AG can do this fairly simply, and it would just make everything a lot easier.
ILA Matthews, do you like have good? Do you like have good?
I was just going to say, I think the easiest way to do this would just be to have a page at the start of each statute. So it wouldn't be affecting the page numbers. It'd be like a page 0, basically. That would be the table of contents, but we could discuss that with the AG. So I think it would be easier to do it now. But yeah.
ILA Matthews.
Kind of touching a little bit on what you said about the page numbers. For context, in LGR, we deemed that they needed page numbers. So I think this is a great amendment, especially with it gives the clarity of where the pages would be, and it can be edited by the AG later on once these are added and everything like that.
Senator Callis, and then Chair Gaudio, if you still had. No, okay. Senator Callis. Oh, okay. Senator Barrios.
Move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote on the amendments and a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in voting procedures on the amendments. With a vote count of 29 to 1 to 0, the amendments pass. We're still in debate on the bill as a whole. Senator Barrios.
So I just realized something that I think should be brought up just so, just to hear what senators have to say. So this was the conception of this bill was from UF. I got this from UF and how they structured it, but they included the student government logo on each page. I know this is very small, but like some of these titles, like the table of contents, are just going to be blank. I'm personally fine with that. I don't see it being an issue, but I just wanted to let everyone know that we could also have that on the front page, but I just wanted to get that out there.
Chair Gaudio.
Mr. Chair, it is my personal belief that this is fine as is, and if we get a notable amount of complaints that it is ugly, then we can confront that change at a later date.
Senator Barrios.
Move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote on Internal Bill 5804 and a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in voting procedures. The vote count of 29 to 2 to 0, Internal Bill 5804 passes second reading. Resolutions, Resolution 5804 addressing food insecurity. Senator Barrios.
All right, give me 1 second. This is such a relief. I actually have a speech to read instead of me just yapping. That's embarrassing. I didn't have it pulled up. Give me 1 second. All right. Good evening, Senate. Today, I am presenting a resolution urging UCF to further address food insecurity among our students. While UCF has taken meaningful steps through resources such as Nice Pantry and SNAP assistance programs, food insecurity remains a significant issue on our campus. According to data cited within this resolution, over 1/3 of surveyed UCF students reported experiencing food insecurity. Research has consistently shown that food insecurity is associated with lower academic performance, reduced student success, and increased financial stress. When students are worried about where their next meal is coming from, it becomes significantly more difficult for them to focus on their education and reach their full potential. This issue is particularly important because it does not exist in isolation. Rising housing costs, transportation expenses, and financial pressures continue to impact students, especially those from lower income backgrounds. As student leaders, we should be advocating for solutions that help remove barriers to academic success, and access to adequate food is one of the most fundamental needs a student can have. This resolution does not diminish the work already being done by the university. Rather, it recognizes those efforts while encouraging continued evaluation, collaboration, and action to ensure students have the support they need. I yield for questioning.
All right, we're now in 10 minutes of questioning on the resolution. And if there are no questions, we'll move into 10 minutes of debates. D-Lake Hapgood.
I will say, similar to the motion sensor one, I also worked with Senator Barrios on this, and I can assure there was a lot of research and work that went into it. So,
Senator Gregg.
I just want to say that I will be in favor of this bill. I think this is important to for Senate to just address and state our thoughts on and make sure that this is a concern being heard by the university for our students. No.
Vice Chair Sharif and Senator Chair Grosso. Chair Grosso.
I do absolutely agree with the resolution. I have another small point of inquiry. The whereas clause that mentions the BMC Public Health study, the language where it says food insecure students had a GPA of less than 2.5 compared to food secure students. There's some qualifier there missing that indicates the likelihood of having a GPA less than 2.5, because right now it reads as all food insecure students had a GPA of less than 2.5. I guess, and all food secure students did not. So there's some language there that's missing, but I will be voting in favor with the correction.
Senator Barrios.
Move to see D-Leg Hapgood's amendments.
There's been a motion to see D-Leg Hapgood's amendments. Is there a second? And are there any objections? Seeing none, D-Leg Hapgood, you have 2 minutes.
Yeah, they're just making the final name and the be it further resolved clause is accurate.
Senator Barrios.
Move to debate.
There's a motion to move to debate on the amendments. You withdraw. Senator Zivin. Which is this? Yeah, I'll say that as a technical. Senator Barrios.
Move to debate.
Motion moved to debate on the amendments. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in debate. Senator Barrios.
Move to vote.
It's a motion to vote on the amendments. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in voting procedures on the amendments. With a vote count of 30 to 0, the amendments pass. We're still in debate on the resolution. Senator Barrios.
Move for a 2-minute reading period.
There's been a motion for a 2-minute reading period on the resolution. And a second, are there any objections? Seeing none, we'll come back at 7:48. This is just time for everyone to look over the resolution again. All right, I'll bring us back into debate. Senator Barrios.
Move to see my amendment.
There's been a motion to see Senator Barrios' amendment and a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, you'll have 2 minutes.
This is just fixing an error that was mentioned in the whereas clause to make it sound right. So yeah.
Any questions on the amendment? Seeing none, we'll move into debate. Senator Barrios.
Move the vote.
There's been a motion to vote on the amendments and a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in voting procedures on the amendments. The vote count of 30 to 0, the amendment passes. Still in debate on the bill. Senator Barrios.
Move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote on Resolution 5804 and a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in voting procedures. The vote count of 32 to 0, Resolution 5804 passes second reading. And last, we have proclamations. Proclamation 5802, recognizing June 19th as Juneteenth. Senator Smith. All right, we're now in 10 minutes of questioning. Senator Barrios.
Move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debates and a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in debate. Senator Simmons.
Motion to see all 4 of my amendments as technicals.
Yep, they'll be seen as technicals. Any other debates? Vice Chair Simmons.
Yeah, we just saw this proclamation in SBA, and I think that the author put a lot of effort into it, and I think it's very well written, and I encourage you all to vote in favor.
Any further debate? Ooh, thank you. Chair Jones. There's been a motion to vote and a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in voting procedures. With a vote count of 31 to 0, Proclamation 5802 passes second reading. Senate Forum, anyone wishing to speak in Senate Forum? Chair Jones? Oh, maybe not then, sorry. Seeing none, Senate deliberation, none, advisors report. Ashley.
Happy Thursday, good people. We're making it out in a beautiful amount of time right now, and I don't have much. Tomorrow, I'll be working from the downtown campus, so if you need anything from me, just send me a Teams message or email. I'll still be plugging away on my computer. And other than that, I can get right to our National Days of. So drum roll, please. All right, so today, June 18th, is National Splurge Day. So for our retail therapy people, that is a thing. It's also, as per request from Maite, International Sushi Day for those that are fans of sushi. And some notable mentions from this week. The 16th was National Fudge Day for our chocolate fans. And then for our walkers, the 19th will be World Sauntering Day. That's it for me.
Any questions for Ashley? Seeing none, Maite, none? Or, yeah.
Hi, everyone. I hope you have a great weekend. I don't have anything else to say. And eat sushi if you like sushi. Yay.
All right. Miscellaneous business. Appointments. I hereby appoint Caleb Barrios to LJR, to Arab Caucus, Elias Belalehi and Eric Callis, to APIA Caucus, Diana Wynn, to Black Caucus, Victoria Jones, Isabella McRae, Morgan Sharif, and Danae Smith, to the Intercampus and Transfer Caucus, Adeline Havgood, Evan Grosso, Abigail Matthews, Veronica Perez, Anna Reed, Owen Sherman, Mariah Simmons, and Olivia Smith, to Latin Hispanic, Veronica Perez and Eric Callis, to LGBTQ+, Kalaya Critchfield, Victoria Jones, Ray Vieira, Mariah Simmons, and Danica Gentile, to Military and Veterans, Elias Belalehi, Dari McNulty, Ryan Kaufman, Abigail Matthews, to Sustainability Caucus, Caleb Barrios, Owen Sherman, Anna Reed, to Women's Caucus, Adeline Havgood, Ali Hagen, Victoria Jones, Abigail Matthews, Isabel McRae, Diana Wynn, Dorothy Nursham Devra, Veronica Perez, Anna Reed, Cameron Renda, Mariah Simmons, Olivia Smith, and Danica Gentile. Resignations from Senate, I resign Kelly Perez, Max Barber, and Amanda Nunez Ferreira from Senate. Senator shoutouts. Senator Barrios.
I'm trying not to be a buzzkill, but can I direct a question to you?
You may.
Can you just explain to Senate like how the caucuses are going to work, like the startup process, like a timeline as well?
Sure. Yeah. So, right. Well, something that I should do, I guess I'll do it within your question, is to appoint the acting chairs of the caucuses. So thank you for reminding me. To Arab Caucus, APIA, Black Caucus, Latin Hispanic, LGBTQ+, Military and Veterans, Sustainability, I appoint Ryan Kaufman, and ICTC and Women's Caucus, I appoint Abby Matthews. But the caucuses are going to start, to my knowledge, next week. So everyone who is appointed from all the branches will be on the agendas for the first week, and it'll be up to the acting chair to likely send out when to meet to get that first meeting time. First meeting, chairs will be elected. Actually, no, chairs and vice chairs elected at the first meeting. All right. Any senator shout-outs? Okay. Eli Smith and then Chair Jones.
Okay. Shout out Adeline for your hard work with the basketball hoop. I know that it's not fully up and running, but you've been working really hard on it. Shout out Isla Matthews for holding down the fort for me, you know, when I can't be there. It's my girl. And shout out to everyone who participates in Senate. Oh, and Anna, just cause.
Victoria. Alan.
Shout out to Elise. Well, I guess I can use her. Shout out to Olivia. I just sent her like a 20-minute recording of me talking to my dean that she has to take notes on. So that's going to be really fun for you. Yeah. And also shout out Ryan.
With that, we will move into Kaufman's Cradle.
All right, everyone. We've got another great installment of this segment. Let's just get started with some guesses. We're going to go, let's get hopefully some online people interaction here. We're going to go Barrios, or let's do first names, Caleb, then Gabriel.
All right. Can I direct a question to someone in the chamber, specifically ELA Smith?
If you would like.
What color are your eyes?
Ooh, common question from Caleb. Let's see.
They're kind of a mix of blue and green.
All right, Gabe. Sorry. All right, we've had Olivia, Nick, and Julia thrown out. Victoria. Right, and Adeline is a guess. Caleb.
I'm certain this is Olivia.
All right, we got a certain Olivia. Any other final guesses? Zach?
That is my good friend Owen Sherman.
Unfortunately, that is not correct, but Olivia Smith is correct. Congratulations on being featured in the Cradle this week.
Chair Reed.
Motion to adjourn pending final roll call.
There's been a motion to adjourn pending final roll call and a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, Chair Gaudium.
Hagenbuck. Reed.
Present.
Olivia Smith.
Present.
Casimiro. Kapanos. Wacker.
Present.
Critchfield. Jane. Perez. Sherman.
Present.
Danae Smith. Belulehi. Gentile.
Present.
Greg.
Present.
Kaufman.
Present.
Licht. McNulty. Miller.
Present.
Patel. Rashid.
Present.
Rubio. Thompson. El Harak. Kanuja. Crenova. Rickett. Hader. Makadia. Phillips. Boivet.
Present.
Montañez. Wynn. Habgood.
Present.
Veronica Perez. Barrios.
Here.
Grossa.
Present.
Jones. Matthews.
Present.
McRae. Nursamadevra. Rhonda.
Present.
Sharif. Simmons.
Present.
Vieira. Zivin. Kalas.
Present.
32 out of 49.
Thank you. I adjourn this meeting at 8:01 p.m.